Hello and welcome to your February edition of 360. Now, you may have noticed the titles have had an early spring spruce up, but we're still bringing you the same essential monthly appointment with just some of the people and projects building out the Cardano ecosystem. So before we begin, you know the drill. Make sure to like, subscribe and hit that bell icon for all the latest Cardano content and news from the team here at IOG. So let's dive right in with a quick Cardano core development update. Interoperability has always been at the heart of the Cardano roadmap and mission, and the Valentine upgrade is all about interoperability. Although small in stature, the Valentine upgrade is significant in its importance. Stemming from SIP 49, it introduces new native cryptographic functions to the Plutus language to support primitives used by many other blockchains. Developers will be able to build cross-chain apps more easily, saving time and cost without sacrificing security. I caught up with Kevin Hammond to hear more about how the upgrade went, and also another familiar face, Nigel Hemsley, to give us the latest on Voltaire, SIP 1694 and the Cardano members-based organisation. So Nigel, Kevin, thanks very much for joining us on 360. It's been a while. Now, of course, on the 14th of February, we saw the Valentine upgrade on Cardano, bringing new interoperability to the ecosystem. Kevin, perhaps you can tell us a bit more exactly what it's bringing. And of course, it was a beautifully uneventful upgrade.
Absolutely, Tim. So, as always, a very smooth hard fork. Everything went without a blip. And that's thanks to everyone who's been involved in this, the developer teams, CF, Emergo, SPOs, exchanges, and the community as a whole. So everyone has worked together, of course, to make this a success. And we're very pleased to be rolling out some new Plutus functionality that's going to help a lot with interoperability with other blockchains. So what we've done with the Valentine hard fork is to introduce new capability to deal with two elliptical curves, two new cryptographical elliptical curves using Plutus primitives. And this gives a choice of security operation. It gives us a very high level of security, of course, but it empowers developers to easily create interoperable dApps. So if you're working with other blockchains, you can create dApps that will interoperate with those blockchains in a secure, reliable, and above all, as always on Cardano, cost-effective way. It widens the choice for developers to select the cryptographical signature that's best for their own needs, and of course it doesn't require a huge amount of resources. So expands access, enables users to interact with different blockchains, and will let dApp developers and users gain access to a wider range of services. So a great upgrade, very excited to see this happen.
So thank you, Kevin. And of course, your focus now is shifting back towards Voltaire and particularly SIP 1694. And that's a good moment to bring in Nigel. Nigel, you've taken on a new role overseeing the programme for Voltaire. Perhaps you can tell us more about that.
Thanks, Tim, and thanks, Kevin. Yes, Tim, I'm leading Voltaire for IOG. Since Scotfest in November, back in Edinburgh, I'm the VP leading Voltaire and helping to drive the next stage of Cardano's development. The age of Voltaire brings to life governance which unlocks the full potential of the community and enables a fully self-sustaining system. As per our announcement back in Scotfest in November, we are delivering Voltaire via three governance pillars: the MBO, the Constitution and democratic consent. The first pillar is the MBO, the members-based organisation. This will be the aggregation point for all community members. It's the administrator of all the governance processes that enable the continued roadmap and delivery and development of Cardano. The Constitution is our rule set. It's a set of rules all community members will abide by in their participation of the ecosystem. It's a set of guiding rights and principles for every community member who wishes to participate. The third pillar, which is our final pillar, is democratic consent. And this is the enabler. This is the technical implementation which will enable the wider governance and mass community participation made possible through blockchain technology. The key to this is SIP 1694, which is the implementation that enables any community member to vote or to contribute on any Cardano change. We're now organised for the year and working with the Cardano Foundation and with Emergo and with other key enterprises across Voltaire. We'll be setting up workshops, new development updates, blog posts, and that will enable the wider community to be able to track progress on Voltaire. Upcoming soon is our community workshop in Colorado, which is on the SIP 1694, where we have community members engaging with our leading engineers and with our governance experts discussing all aspects of 1694. And of course, all of this output will be available through our usual channels and online.
So Nigel, thank you for that overview. Now, if community members want to add their voice and contribute to this process, what do you recommend they do?
Well, I would either head over to the SIP site or head over to the Cardano Foundation's Governance Forum. There's lots of useful stuff there that people can read, explainers, and other places where they can add their voice.
Great, Nigel. Thank you very much. And of course, we'll have all those links for you at the bottom of the video here. Now, as well as the links for SIP 1694 and the forum, we've also included a link below for you to express your interest in joining the MBO. So if you want to help shape the future of community governance for Cardano, get involved. And if you want to learn more about interoperability on Cardano, a shout out to the Catalyst-funded team at Research Guild, who've compiled a very interesting report on cross-chain collaboration. We've added that link below. And if you want to contribute on their next report, which covers blockchain scalability, you'll find a link for that too. Next up, let's get an update from Harris on Project Catalyst.
I'm Harris Warren, product lead here at IOG working on Project Catalyst. Project Catalyst is the world's largest decentralized innovation engine for solving real-world challenges. Project Catalyst has just recently reached a milestone of over 400 projects actually completed. These are ideas that came from the community, that were voted on by the community, and executed by the community itself. So we're so thrilled to have reached this milestone. And there's over 1,100 plus projects that have actually received funding from this innovation fund that provides innovation on Cardano. We're happy to also announce our website, which has gone live recently. And projectcatalyst.io is really the home and the entry point for anyone that wants to participate in innovating on Cardano. The Cardano community can come explore project outcomes and track ongoing progress. And the website highlights the impact that Project Catalyst has had on innovation on Cardano. Now is the time to build on Cardano. And we're so happy to see so many people around the world, over 100 countries, participate in building great projects that come from their local communities to build in their community, for the community, and give it to the Cardano ecosystem. So we're really thrilled. And we invite you to learn more at projectcatalyst.io. Catalyst started off as an experiment, and Catalyst is growing into a more mature innovation engine that's going to be more scalable and extendable. Catalyst is about the community driving this innovation on Cardano. And the community is at the center of everything that Catalyst does. And the next phase of Catalyst unlocks the power of the collective development and empowers a self-sustaining ecosystem. We're really, really excited about this next phase. Coming up soon, we'll have a special voting event. And a special voting event is really a vote that's held outside of Project Catalyst fund cycles. And using Catalyst tooling, it's the vehicle for obtaining community consent for decisions that don't correspond to innovation or Project Catalyst projects. We're calling it an SVE. This special voting event is ultimately an important part of the process and a way of getting community consent. The SVE will be coming up soon and will represent the voice of the community. It's a pivotal moment for Catalyst as Fund 10 will be defined via community consent. We invite the wider Cardano community to take part in this special voting event. Please register to vote for this event. A voting snapshot date will be actually upcoming soon, and you can find more information on our website. We're super excited for Fund 10 as it will bring open collaboration, new and redefined roles, bounties, and interfaces into Project Catalyst. We'll be launching DREPs, or delegated representatives, into the process. And this allows participants to delegate their voting power to one or several representatives that can vote on their behalf, Our objective is to have more of the community participating in the voting process using their ADA. We've also heard the community. We've really taken great strides to build a new user interface that is much more user-friendly, and that's going to be part of our Voting Center DApp, which will also be part of Fund 10. We've made great progress, and we have a full prototype that's working and is tested alongside with community wallets that are integrated through a wallet connector. We're super excited to move forward as soon as possible with this next phase of Project Catalyst, as we know the community is eagerly anticipating the start of Fund 10. And we'll be announcing the special voting event in the coming weeks, and that will actually present the funding questions to the community, so you can cast your voice on what we do next with Project Catalyst. I'd like to encourage the community to download the Catalyst voting app and register to vote, so you're ready to participate in this special voting event. More information can be found on the Catalyst website at projectcatalyst.io, our town halls, or our weekly newsletter.
And as Harris said, be sure to check out projectcatalyst.io for more information. Lace is the new light wallet platform from Input Output Global, which will bring together digital assets, dApps, NFTs, and DeFi into one fast, friendly, and secure home. The Lace team's gearing up for its mainnet release now, so we asked Alex Apeldoorn to tell us more.
Hi, I'm Alex Apeldoorn. I'm the head of product for Lace, which means the Lace application, the JS SDK, which is the open source engine behind Lace, and the Lace infrastructure and backend services. So I'm joining the 360 today to talk about the up and coming release and some updates around what we've been doing with Lace over the last year or so. So the most exciting part of this update is essentially that the mainnet release is up and coming. The Lace team is working very hard on creating the latest release, which will be going to mainnet in the coming weeks. We've been particularly working very hard on the design and on the security of the Lace application. So as many of you know, we've been talking to over 100 users of the Lace platform to refine our user flows and to make it as seamless as possible. And I think we can proudly say that the results are there. We've worked very hard on the transaction workflow, most notably the transaction bundle. The transaction bundle workflow is extremely user-friendly, and we're very pleased with the feedback that the community has given on this specific feature. Other notable features are obviously the NFT gallery, in which you can view your NFT and all the information that is associated with it, and our delegation center, so the place where you can find out all the information about stake pools, about what they're doing, about their background, and obviously the ability to delegate to them. We've been tirelessly in contact with the community because we do believe that a user-centric design of a Lace wallet will help the Web3 world grow and benefit from easy interactions, but also adoption beyond Cardano. A second part is that we're very proud of our partnership with the FIO audit company. They've been auditing our code for the last couple of weeks, and we're in our final audit report, the dynamic audit. At the closing of that report, we know where our vulnerabilities are, and it will give us a greater level of confidence in the security of the wallet. For those of you that haven't downloaded the pre-prod Lace version, you can go over to the lace.io website, where we have the official link to the Lace application for the Chrome browser. If you already have the pre-prod environment, over the next couple of weeks, we'll be cutting the release for mainnet. And as soon as we release that version of mainnet, your pre-prod environment will be updated to allow for networking to network switching between preview, pre-prod, and mainnet. And then you can use your mainnet funds inside the Lace browser. So yeah, we're very excited to be sharing this news with you. We're looking forward to your feedback. If you want to give us feedback, you can go over to the Lace Discord channels, or if you run into any technical issues, we have our technical support team on the ready to support you with any issues that you might find. Please join us. The team is on the ready. We're very, very happy to hear any feedback or commentary that you have on Lace. And yeah, we're hoping that you will join us on the mainnet launch.
And if you want to hear more about Lace from Alex, Charles, and some guest SPOs, check out the recording of the recent Lace Twitter space in the link below. The Cardano ecosystem continues to grow and thrive. If you haven't checked it out yet, be sure you download your copy of the Essential Cardano Guide to the Ecosystem, with useful info on Cardano, an overview of how the ecosystem has developed, and profiles of over 100 projects building on Cardano. And every month on 360, we try to introduce a few of those or hear the latest news from more established projects. This month, the team caught up with banking protocol MELD, language specialists ImperatorLang and DCSpark, creators of Flint Wallet and the Milkameda sidechain. Over to Matthew.
I'm here talking with Ken, the CEO of MELD. Ken, it's great to have you back on the show. Can you introduce yourself?
It's always nice to be here, Matthew. Ken Olling, I'm the CEO of MELD. I have a background in technology and design, and most recently in finance.
And so can you tell us a little bit more about MELD itself?
Yeah, so MELD had its inception as a lending and borrowing protocol. We wanted to effectively solve the last problem that existed in the sort of lending and borrowing space, which was the ability to lock up your crypto and borrow fiat against that. So that was the kind of principle behind which we wanted to build this protocol. So in some ways, we've just filled out what that promise started out as. And in other ways, we've kind of expanded a little bit beyond the initial remit, where, yes, we have a DeFi protocol, lending and borrowing. You're able to take crypto, lock it up safely in a non-custodial wallet and borrow either crypto or fiat against it. And you will be able to borrow fiat against it. We have a EMI license that we've just got in December. And that is what we're now plugging into our current iteration of the protocol to be able to realize this goal. But what it's turned out to be is much, much bigger than what we had initially expected, in the sense that we will be offering these traditional mechanics connected to DeFi and a non-custodial wallet, but we'll also then be offering the traditional kind of fiat functionality, bank account, send money via Swift or SEPA, have a debit card, these kinds of things. That was a byproduct of sort of realizing that initial vision.
So with all of that development, it's great to hear that I understand you've had an exciting start to 2023 with the launch on the Cardano testnet.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about that and how you'd like the community to participate?
So yeah, the testnet started about 3 weeks ago. It's been a closed testnet. We knew exactly what we wanted and how we wanted it. We weren't exactly sure how it was going to behave. And because of the ambition level, we had lots of work streams going at the same time, in addition to the Cardano smart contract. And so we've currently launched the testnet with the lending and borrowing protocol, with liquidations, with a basic wallet functionality, to be able to send and receive tokens, things like that. It's been reasonably good in the sense that on the UI side and on the sort of user experience side, we've had a lot of hiccups, partially because we're working with a very, very new kind of technology, which allows us to overcome the seed phrase problem in regards to a user experience. But the Cardano smart contract side has gone very smoothly so far. We've worked very closely with lots of other protocols on Cardano. So we worked with Wing Riders and Cornucopias and World Mobile and lots of other ones with regards to test tokens, so that we're able to sort of use these test tokens and be able to sort of simulate the process of a lending and borrowing protocol. This is mainly because more than kind of any other principle or any other primitive in the DeFi ecosystem, lending and borrowing has a very unique place, because the act of lending and borrowing is fine. Most people think of lending and borrowing as you supply collateral and you borrow against it. That is not the case. The way that a lending and borrowing protocol works is you can supply an asset and not borrow a thing, and you still get a yield, right? Other people can borrow against the collateral you've put up, but you don't have to borrow. So you can think of it almost like a simple yielding instrument, where you supply the assets and you kind of set and forget, and you can just, collect a yield on it. If you want to, you can, on top of that, you can actually borrow against your collateral, but it's not a prerequisite by any stretch of the imagination. And so when you have lending and borrowing, The third part of the lending and borrowing is liquidation. So in the case of the asset, the value of the asset going down too low, then there's a liquidation event that happens. It's not a default like you would think of in a traditional lending and borrowing sense. It's a liquidation where somebody else, a third party, pays back your loan and then they collect the collateral, right? So with that third sort of actor, the liquidator, DEXs are a critical component to this, because when a collateral is collected from a liquidation, typically what a person is going to want to do is they're going to want to immediately take it to a DEX and then swap that out for something else, a stable coin or ADA or something like that, something that is less risky or less volatile. That's a typical kind of characteristic. And so when you're working on a lending and borrowing protocol like in testnet, we have to work very closely with DEXs, because we need to have an understanding of how liquid DEXs are, how much trading volume they have, what the delays in trading are. And when those things are understood and integrated, then you have a healthy DeFi ecosystem, you have a healthy lending and borrowing, as well as healthy DEXs, because with liquidations and lending borrowing, that leads to more traffic on DEXs.
And so I understand also that, beyond just working with other projects, within the Cardano ecosystem, you're also working on the horizon on a multi-chain wallet.
Yes.
So creating more connections there. Can you give us a brief summary of what that's about?
We've always been multi-chain. We've always planned on bringing other assets into the Cardano ecosystem and out. So now we've just put kind of a form to that overall idea. So with the first version of the wallet out of testnet and mainnet, it will support Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Avalanche, Polygon, BSC to start with. And so the ability for people to be able to bring all of their assets into a single environment and be able to lend and borrow against all of those different assets on those different chains is really the kind of vision that we had from day one. The first step of that will be towards being able to have a wallet that can support all these different things. We will, of course, have support for, Nami and Eternal and Giro wallet. So yeah, we will have support for third-party wallets as well. So you don't have to use the wallet, but if you want to, you can. And one of the sort of really exciting characteristics of that is we will have integrated into the wallet bridging across multiple blockchains. So you'll no longer have to go out to this particular bridge that supports this particular blockchain and that particular blockchain, and then connect your wallet and, go through this whole kind of gymnastics process. The goal is to have it directly in the wallet. So we've partnered up with a company called Multichain. They're one of the largest when it comes to liquidity in the bridging space. And they are going to be making it possible for us to go between these different blockchains in a very seamless manner.
All right. Well, any final thoughts for the audience?
No, just we're super excited. We're working a lot on security. So we have a lot of security testing happening over the next week. We'll see how that goes. We'll publish our findings. And we're super fired up to, really, really fired up to get out of this private testnet and into sort of open testnet. And then as quickly as possible, go to mainnet.
Well, for all the community members who have been in the private, I'm sure they're excited to have got to participate in that exclusive period as well.
And we've gotten some good feedback from them.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, Ken. This has been great.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anita, and I'm from Community and Ecosystem team here at IRG. Today, I'm joined by Niels, who is a founder of ImperatorLang option. Welcome, Niels, and please take a moment to introduce yourself and ImperatorLang.
Hi, Anita. Thank you for having me. I'm Niels. I founded the project ImperatorLang that combines new programming languages. I am a trained computer scientist. I'm a strong background in theory of computation, and that's what drew me to Cardano in the first place, and now to combining these different programming language paradigms into a new project. And I think that this will drastically improve the app development on Cardano.
Thank you. It's really great to see development of different tools and smart contracts that actually empower devs to code in their preferred language. With all of that in mind, can you tell us how ImperatorLang is enabling developers to take ownership over their projects, or what it means to them?
So the primary focus of Option is that it is a simple and intuitive programming language. It should be very easy to use, and that's why I chose to embed it in Python, which is a super widespread language and has a vast abundance of tools that can be used together with it. So you have syntax highlighting, you have linters, you have unit tests, you have property tests, you have a whole landscape of tools that help you programming in a language that most people already know, because Python is one of the most widespread languages out there.
You mentioned the reasons why you chose Python. Is there any other possibilities that you would like to mention at the moment?
Python in itself doesn't have very strong type systems or efficient compilations, and that's why it doesn't seem as an intuitive choice at first. But the security additions by the intuitive and simple to read language is so overwhelming that I decided to base on it. And then I added on top of it extra type system checkers and a compilation step that makes it almost as efficient as the Haskell implementation. So it should not come with any drawbacks, but gives you all the freedom that a simple and intuitive language gives you.
Wow, that's really cool. And it's great to see that existing community members are bringing new resources to the Cardano. Before we wrap up, do you have any final thoughts?
I just want to note that Option is already ready to use if you want to play around with it and try to write your own contract. You can check out the GitHub repository. Everything you need will be there. And you can follow my Twitter handle and see any updates that are coming to the language. And I'm looking forward to bring it to a production-ready state, which should be soon enough.
Thanks a lot. If you want to find out more about the project, you can look at the description below. And thank you once again, Niels, for joining. And it was really exciting to hear more about ImperatorLang.
Thank you for having me.
So Seba, hi, welcome back to the Cardano360 show. For anybody who isn't familiar or just wants to hear the vision of DCSpark, your company, can you tell us who you are, what DCSpark does?
Yeah, my name is Sebastian, and I'm CTO and co-founder of DCSpark. And DCSpark is a crypto ecosystem builder company. So we want to build not just products for blockchains, but work on the blockchains themselves, work on standards, developer tooling, and the whole end-to-end of what it means to build a blockchain.
And so can you tell us anything that DCSpark is up to at the moment, just to give us a sense of the current state of things?
Yeah, for sure. So DCSpark is one of the core contributors to MELD, which, if you don't know, is a EVM sidechain for Cardano. We launched last year, and it's been quite a year building more and more features to this protocol. And we have quite a few projects kind of wrapping up in this quarter. Notably, we have liquid staking, which we have the Plutus contract ready and we have the EVM contract ready. Now we just need to connect the two together, so you'll be able to earn your staking rewards from the EVM sidechain. And the other feature we're wrapping up is wrapped smart contracts, which allows you to call EVM smart contracts directly from your Cardano wallet. So two really big features coming up, and really excited to bring this to the community.
With recently the Valentine's Day SecP upgrade, IoT's release of the Sidechains toolkit, and we're thinking a lot about interoperability. Why does DCSpark think that interoperability is important?
Yeah, that's a great question. And to answer that, we have to kind of take a step back and talk about, what it means to be a blockchain. What is the core value proposition that it brings? And the real core value proposition of blockchains is agreements on data, in a sense. We all have access to the state of the Cardano blockchain. We can all agree on, what data is used to create the final state of everybody's balance and everybody's staking and delegation account state. And so what the next step of blockchain is really bringing is going from, okay, we agree on Cardano state with what Cardano is providing, but now how do we add new virtual machines on top of that? How do we connect that to other networks and bring our state over to their chain and have their state compatible with ours? And so it's really the next step in the evolution. And so there's two approaches for this. One is layer 2 solutions. The other one is bridges. Both are really exciting and have quite a lot of cryptographic research going into them.
Could you tell us a little bit about what DCSpark is doing with the relationship between Cardano and other ecosystems?
DCSpark is working on a lot of layer 2 projects through MELD. Notably, we think that there's quite a lot of potential in layer 2 solutions and bringing some idea we call projective rollups to the table, which would allow adding new virtual machines to existing blockchains and having these virtual machines be interoperable with existing smart contracts on that blockchain. So we're bringing that to Milk Cometa through this wrapped smart contract feature for Milk Cometa C1, the Cardano deploying Milk Cometa. We're also bringing this technology to other chains as well, notably Algorand, where we have Milk Cometa A1, and then other chains as well in the future through a ZK rollup we haven't announced yet. So this is kind of our core focus at the moment.
Great. So you're connecting the chains, you're helping projects to scale. Do you have any closing thoughts for us?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody for their continued support. A lot of the features I mentioned today, they've been many months in the making, some of these over half a year, and all this has been possible thanks to your support. As we look forward to bringing these to the community, to Cardano, which will enable a whole new slew of really interesting projects. For example, Paima Engine is a project that allows you to play games from Milk Cometa and allows you to deploy games on that chain. That's a really interesting project. And through Rev Smart Contracts, we'll be bringing that entire game ecosystem directly to all Cardano users, no matter what wallet they use. So there's quite a lot of stuff that's coming out in the next few months, and all this is possible thanks to everybody's support.
Well, Seba, thank you for being with us.
So thanks to Ken at MELD, Niels at ImperatorLang, and of course Sebastian at DCSpark for joining us there. Now let's cover off a few more things in case you missed them earlier this month. Djed, of course, a new stablecoin for Cardano, launched at the end of January, and we spoke to Shahaf Bar Geffen about the launch and COTI's plans for the future in a special 360 bulletin.
Feels great. I'm so happy that we've launched Djed, and our business development team has been working relentlessly and has built quite an impressive 40 partnerships, even more than 40 partnerships in the wider Cardano ecosystem. So this is why when Djed was launched, it immediately hit the ground running. And when it launched, it got immediately listed on the major DEXs on Cardano, Wingriders, MinSwap, MusiSwap. Centralized exchanges picked it up, Bitrue. And I'm very happy that, in the last minute, we've also managed to generate the much anticipated delegation rewards for Shen holders. And, now we are on mainnet and it looks great. In fact, the platform already holds more than 27 million ADA, making it one of the projects with the highest total value locked within the Cardano ecosystem. And even more impressive is the reserve ratio that sits over 600% right now. So a lot of Djed can be minted. The platform is ready, and it's great to see the positive reaction so far from everybody in the community, and the DeFi ecosystem, the payment ecosystem, and really all around.
360 and Essential Cardano are your sources for the latest news from IOG and the wider community on Cardano. This month we published new posts on everything from demystifying the extended UTXO model in a rather nice handy infographic to the latest on IOG's education mission. So make sure you check that out. And talking of education, our fourth iteration of the Plutus Pioneer Program launched this week with new features and content, an easier environment set up and some new resources to guide you through your learning journey. It's not too late to join, so please head over to our registration form and sign up. If you've already completed a previous course, you'll learn new Vassal features, as well as benefit from an easier setup and have access to more learning resources and showcase examples. And to sharpen your Haskell skills in advance, take a look at the Haskell Bootcamp course as well. Now, the team is working on a new Plutus Pioneers playbook to help you navigate through the course and to recap on some of the key learning outcomes each week, as well as an accompanying lecture book. And a few other things coming up in March. Earlier this month, IOG released the EVM sidechain proof of concept public testnet. This builds upon the sidechain toolkit and invites you, the community, to try things out. With a testnet, users can connect wallets, test token transfers between test environments, deploy smart contracts and dApps. So stay tuned for a video tutorial series, as well as a technical seminar on sidechains in the coming weeks. So if you're a developer or just tech curious, make sure you get involved and we'd love to hear your feedback. Last but not least, we'll soon have a new video for you from Cardano technical architect Duncan Coutts on peer-to-peer or P2P. So be sure to like, subscribe and hit that bell to get all our new videos. That's it for this month. See you soon.